The Bills make me wanna shout. Took your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your heels up and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Hey, 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 say you will. Got it right now, baby, say you will. Got it right now, baby, say you will.
Say you will. Come on, go.
We on the move now. The Bills are happening now. We on it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Are we kidding me, ladies and gentlemen? Rico, Bot, it's Z-Bot and Rico on the Buffalo Fanatics post-game show, fresh off a W, the ninth of the Buffalo Bills 2025 season in one of the games of the year. Can you believe it? The Buffalo Bills find a way to overcome every obstacle placed in front of them in an insane game. 39 Buffalo, 34 Cincinnati. This game had it all, and I still can't believe the Bills wound up on the right side of it. Rico, talk to me, baby.
My. The Bills truly make you want to shout for good things, bad things, in between. You can just never count the Bills out. You can't count 17 out. And every time I'm like, man, we don't got it. We ain't got it. We don't got it. And then they do these things. I say, we got it. We got it. We're back in this thing. I can't tell you how quickly I got out of my chair and screamed at my TV when Christian Benford took that pick six back to the house.
Yes. Come on.
Unfreaking believable. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm telling you, you guys are all sitting on your couch saying, man, I don't know. This is not looking good. This is not looking good. And then here they are. Bro, I was ready to call it, it's a wrap. I was ready to call this a wrap. This is why I love sports, because the emotions allow you to get emotional and just make all these crazy things. And then sports just happens. Sports just happens. My. What are your thoughts? I'm freaking. What were you thinking when these things are happening? What are you?
I mean, dude, you just said it.
Are you trying to keep it cool?
Oh, see, this is why, you ever watch fan reactions? Like, this is why Pierre's so great, because it's all in real time. But you ever see fan reactions where they're like post-game and they record the highlights and you're like, come on. The reaction I had, I wish I need to set up a security camera in the top right corner of the room, because this was purely involuntary. Because you got to remember, Christian Benford took that out of the sky. That was unbelievable. It's not like he jumped the pass down the field, made a nice play, and went the distance. He basically took that out of Joe Burrow's hands within a foot of him. Then he threw him to the ground and went to the house. In Rico, I went so nuts that not upstairs, but the upstairs where my little niece was, she said to my sister-in-law, she goes, "Did you hear that?" She goes, "What was that?" And it's me 2 floors down having an absolute episode in the best way possible. Rico, I really thought that I was going to have to be admitted to some sort of institution during this game. My heart was in my stomach the entire game. I was fidgeting like crazy. I couldn't sit still. I wanted to vomit 75 times over. When that play happened, I couldn't believe it, because if we go back to when that occurred, the Bengals could not be stopped all day. It was like Swiss cheese on the Bills' defensive side of the ball, and Joe Burrow was peppering it through those holes all game long. So you go to this point of the football game, Rico, it's not just a matter of that play happening, but more so when it happened, because if the Cincinnati Bengals score there, they're going to take a 10-point lead with under 5 minutes left. So to do that when they did, because at that point, Rico, I thought this game's cooked. It really doesn't matter what the Bills offense does, because they're going to be down 2 scores. They're not going to have enough time. In many ways, Rico, that play felt like it was the only way the Bills were going to win, and they did it. And not only do they do it, Rico, they pick them off the next throw. Joe Burrow does not throw interceptions. They picked them off twice, both at the line, basically, right? Because you pick them off behind the line of scrimmage, then you bat the ball at the line of scrimmage. The next throw, Epinesa picks it off. Rico, it's been a while since I really thought that I was going to have to maybe get some medical help. This game, I'm telling you, dude, Like I took a video of myself and I'm breathing like I've been smoking a carton a day for the last 10 years. Cause my heart, like my body is just done. That game took me in a million different directions. The fact we came out on top, Rico, oh my God, I could not be more stoked right now.
I'll tell you right now, man, the amount of emotions that came through me. First of all, you talk about you being admitted. Where you would have been admitted, you would have looked over it and I would have been right there. Hey, what took you so long? I've been here a minute. That's how crazy I was going. When James Cook fumbles that ball on the door, I'm thinking, first of all, we just marched all this way to give the football up. James Cook, of all people, fumbling? No, I don't like this. That's when I was like, okay, with this little time left, I don't know if we got it in us. I don't know if we got it in us because those are the type of blows that happen where you're like, okay, something's got to give. Something's got to give. And then back-to-back INTs, of all people to make the tip, it's Jordan Phillips, hand up in the air. And we take that with Epinesa. Let me tell you, that Christian Benford interception, I thought it was Greg Rousseau. When I saw all that length get up there, I was like, oh, shoot, there goes Greg Rousseau again. I'm like, 47.
That could have been you for all I cared. I was running around too much to even realize who the hell it was.
I'm going to tell you that so first of all, whenever our team gets deflated and we're sitting there, like we go from like sitting on the edge of our seat and things don't look good, you're kind of back on your seat like, oh my gosh, here we go. That interception happened. I don't think I've done a sequence of getting up and yelling at the same time as loud as I did. You talk about you going 2 floors up. My daughter came down with my son saying, Dad, are you okay? What's wrong? I said, take a look at the screen and go back upstairs because I don't need you right now. We are on it today. Big Bills win 39-34. I'm excited. I'm jacked. I'm absolutely jacked. Can't wait. Can't wait for Patriots week. Can't wait for Patriots week, boy. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let me check.
We have so much to talk about. How's my internet, by the way? Because I'm seeing you chopped up a little bit. Is it me? Is it you? I don't know.
You're good. You're good on my end.
All right, I probably sent shockwaves through the router when I went on my episodes there because really you didn't even have a chance to breathe because once that happened, you reset, you're coming to collect yourself again, and then Epinesa picks the ball off again. I mean, I'm just losing my ever-loving mind. For all the reasons you said sports are so great earlier, Rico, it's all the reasons why they're so terrible. I mean, this sport is going to take, at bare minimum, a decade off my life. And this game felt like it massively contributed to the amount of years that have been shaved off my lifespan because this game had everything. It was insane. The Bills were down 11 at half, and they were... Was it 10? No, the Bills were down 10 at half, 10. And they were down 10, Rico, with 8 minutes or so left in the fourth quarter. And you nailed it. The point in the game where I said, I don't know how you win the football game after this. It's James Cook fumbling into the end zone. You essentially, they evaporated essentially the entire third quarter there, Rico. So you're running out of time. And when you realize that the Bengals have been carving you up all game, if you don't get points, it just feels like you're not going to be able to stop them enough in one quarter in order to overcome the points you left on the board. What's so crazy about that sequence was that you had that unbelievable run for James Cook. It looks like a touchdown. It gets called back on a hold. Then they go and they say, wait a minute, he fumbled the football. I think that might have been a touchback. Rico, I don't know about you. I don't know how the hell they didn't call that a touchback. That, to me, looked like he fumbled over the pylon. I thought that was pretty clear. I mean, I thought they were going to call it a classic situation, in my opinion, of ball don't lie, because a couple of plays later, James Cook fumbles yet again into the end zone. I mean, you're right on the doorstep, Rico. Those are the moments that usually we're sitting here after the game saying this is how you lose the game, right? 4th and 3 early in the game. Bills don't convert. Ty Johnson with the snow monster right there. I was even thinking to myself, even though it's the first quarter, this is how you lose. 4 points in this game, you could just tell how massive they were going to be. And when they didn't get the touchdown there on a walk-in, had to settle for a field goal, I mean, it made me sick because I knew it was going to be big. To fumble that ball in the end zone and then they score a touchdown, Rico, that's what puts them up 10 with about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Buddy.
But this offense, I mean, Rico, that Bengals defense is as bad as advertised, and thank God. Josh Allen, that was Houdini mixed with a little bit of Chris Angel today, mixed with a little bit of everything in between. He was unbelievable. MVP to the fullest extent this afternoon. It was the ground game, though. It was the ground game that was the underrated aspect here. 40-yard touchdown run. I mean, Rico, and there wasn't a soul who sniffed him. The 15-yard run or whatever it was at the end of the game to put it away. But you want to know what was so big was the fact that after they scored that touchdown after the Cook fumble, they scored, Rico, the Bills did, within about a minute. How big was that, knowing what the Bengals offense was doing on the other side? Then that allowed them the opportunities to force those turnovers and get back in the football game and inevitably win it. This game was absolutely insane, dude.
Game was absolutely insane. And I'll tell you this, there's several things that factor into the Bills winning. And you're not going to hear it. And I love hearing baby's voices. So if baby girl's crying, she good. All right.
That's Zoe. She's shouting. The Bills made her want to shout.
You bet she better shout. She's loud and clear. Here's one thing that I gotta give a lot of love to. Although we want to poo-poo on McDermott's like ability to not shy away from going for it on fourth. We went 3 for 4 on fourth down. Bot and I were just talking about right before we jumped on here. There were such crucial clutch plays that Josh Allen had to make in order for us to be where we're at today. And you know what?
She's good, by the way.
As we celebrate this, I'm going to let you hold baby girl. She's getting bigger. She's getting more beautiful. She's got weight on her. She's freaking fantastical. While I cook, you hold your baby and get going back and forth. But let me tell you, folks, Josh Allen hitting Shakir on that fourth down in the end zone for the touchdown. Even the commentators were like, I don't even know how Josh was able to get that ball off. How he was able to get that ball off and just throw. Because when he let that go, I was like, it's in traffic. That's picked off for sure. Surely picked off. I had my hands on my head like, you got to be kidding me. I understand it fully when people crash out, when they say, Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, do not waste the talents and ability of this generational talent that you have in Josh Allen. You found him. You developed him. He's breaking records left, right, center. Fam, y'all got to get this boy his Super Bowl. Y'all got to get him a Super Bowl. But how do you get him a Super Bowl? You got to give him the weapons. You got to give him the tools so we get the job done. This brother's getting the job done with little, what do you call that? What's that? Like, if you got a tool belt of real hammers, he's doing toy hammer. You gave him a toy hammer. You gave him a toy screwdriver. The brother's getting the job done with stuff that it's unreal. He is unbelievable. The Winter Soldier, we talked about it earlier when I told you, all this is great, but we drafted Josh for this reason. To do the things that he did today in these elements. Give that brother all the credit in the world, but you gotta give the love to Sean McDermott saying, I don't care what it is. I got 17 back there. Get the job done. Get it done. Go ahead. 4th and 2, don't care. 4th and 15, don't give a rat's. You need to do what needs to be done and go ahead and get it done. And that's exactly what Josh is. Josh Allen, that brother is clutch as they come. Clutch as they come. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I would absolutely respect the hell out of Josh, but hate him at the same time. I do not want to play you. I don't blame Spagnuolo saying, bro, I love you, bro, but I can't stand defending you. I can't. Bro, the Bengals got this brother at 3rd and long, and you let him ice the game with a 15-plus run? Unfreaking.
And by the way, like, every Bills fan still had their heart in their stomach knowing that Burrow was going to get a minute and a half left if they didn't convert that, right?
Bro. Golly. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. I love what I was able to see from Josh Allen today. But honestly, let's talk about it now. Story of the game ball, Christian Benford. Christian Benford was absolutely sensational. Forget about the interception. Forget about the pick six. This brother locked down Jamar Chase, not one of the best receivers in the game, the best receiver in the game. Locked him down to less than 100 yards receiving, less than 50 yards receiving, and the brother had 6 receptions. And they moved Jamar Chase around. He was in the slot. He was out wide. There were moments where he was covered by Cam Lewis. But the times that Benford was on him, no bueno. My man came through and looked the part. He is earning every red cent. We were talking about players that are earning their dollar. This brother right now, this game, allowed him to earn that every single penny that they're paying him for this contract. That brother killing. Hey, Christian Benford, have yourself a day. Game ball, Christian Benford. Your thoughts when you saw what Christian Benford was able to do today?
Dude, I couldn't be more jazzed up right now. I mean, there were so many things in this game that had you sick, right? From the perspective of that we've had all year in these games where it feels like the Bills are going to blow it or they're going to get outplayed and lose. Look, we're in December now. I don't care. Yep. Win the football game. I just do not care. You look awful in the first half against Pittsburgh. You destroy them in the second half. I don't care. Win the football game. Today, you score. They scored 11 points at half, Rico. They finished with 39 points. I don't care. Joe Burrow picked them apart for the entire game. I don't care because you made the two massive plays you needed to make in order to win the football game. You converted on the fourth downs that you needed to convert on in order to win the football game. You're not going to stop everybody every given week. That team is just as good as advertised on offense. That team's fighting for their life. They went out there and they played like it, but the Bills made those one or two extra plays. What the Buffalo Bills haven't been doing in the postseason is making the one or two additional plays that separates them from making a Super Bowl or going to Cancun. You saw in this game, they're down double digits at half. They're down double digits in the fourth quarter, and they overcame it. It did not matter. And everything that they had to do, they wound up executing on. I mean, they really, really did. They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. That is insane. And the one thing we haven't even mentioned up until this point, it was an absolute snowstorm out there. That was like playing in a snow globe. It was unbelievable. There was a foot of snow on the floor the entire game. It cost the Bills a touchdown. In many ways, I thought that was going to be such a difference in the football game. Ty Johnson fell. There was snow all throughout the air the entire game. Dude, I just don't care. They should have lost that game so many different ways, and they didn't. And this is how you win in the postseason because let's be honest, the Bengals offense is probably better than maybe any offense you're going to see in the postseason right now, Rico. I understand that defense is abysmal, but how are you going to overcome it? Right? Because every one of these teams in the postseason has their inefficiencies. We know this. This is why we feel like it's been as open as it's ever been, the path to the Super Bowl. So in a game like this, where the defense bad, but the offense is good, we're going to see teams down the stretch where the defense is really good and the offense is bad. It's kind of like the Houston Texans game, but they couldn't overcome it. Right? In this game, the defense, despite getting carved up all game, shredded, they overcame it because they needed to make one or two plays, and they made two insane plays, one of which I think we could look back this season. It may be the biggest play of the Buffalo Bills 2025 season. Folks, if the Bills lost that game, their playoff percentage, it falls beneath 80%. So a win today got the Bills up to a 97% chance to make the postseason, according to the New York Times. A loss would have put them down to 79%. And then if they were to have lost to New England, you're hovering towards below 70. I know going into this game, it might not have felt as big because it felt bigger for Cincinnati because their season ends without a win. This game was absolutely massive for Buffalo, and it just felt so many times like they were going to lose it, and they didn't. And in one of the biggest reasons as to why they didn't lose it, Rico, it's Christian Benford. I think we can all agree. If Christian Benford doesn't make that play, I don't think the Buffalo Bills win that football game. I think that the Bengals, the way they were moving the ball, they were going down the field, they were going to score, and they were going to be up 10 with about 5 minutes left. And as well as the offense was playing, as easy as they were moving the football, you can't overcome 10 points with 5 minutes left in a snowstorm. You just can't expect that. That play had to be made. And here's the other thing that you mentioned. You know, as much as McDermott gets ragged on, Brady, whatever, yep. They knew they understood the assignment. We got to go for it on fourth down in this game. We got to go for it. We're not going to be able to stop this offense. We got to go for it. Now, they didn't get it on that 4th and 3 before half, but guess what, Rico? The one time they didn't get it, they got that sack on Burrow and made him punt. They were nearing scoring territory, Rico. They could have gotten a field goal before half. That could have changed the whole game. It was the one time they were able to get after Joe Burrow. That was a massive play by the defense that I think is underrated because it was right before the first half, and you might not think about it as much, of course, as the 2 interceptions. But the Bills defense did make a couple of unique plays in this game that really flipped it. But McDermott and Brady, the confidence they had in Josh Allen, and for Allen to make those plays, the throw to Khalil Shakir, unbelievable. Go back and watch it. It goes over 2 defenders' shoulders. I still don't know how the hell he made that throw. It was unbelievable. To go for it on 4th down, it wasn't like it was 4th and an inch, that throw to Jackson Hawes for a touchdown. It was 4th and 3. They needed to throw the football. And Allen didn't have much. He had to scramble. He had to make time. He was so good with the football today. He was incredible navigating the pocket. They score that touchdown. And Rico, they needed to score that touchdown because the Bengals come down and score instantly. I mean, they could have won the football game if they didn't wind up going in there. They did everything that they needed to do to win it. They executed. I mean, just an unbelievable performance in a football game that felt like they could have lost it in a handful of different ways.
I'll tell you much. I want to ask, do you feel that the defense has looked slightly different the last couple games? Defense.
Hold on. Defense. By the way, Sean here. Sean has been in our comments telling us that we're saying things I don't think we've said, by the way. This is continuing to happen here.
Listen, Sean knows better than that because he tried it and I checked him already. I said, bro, you're making things up. None of those things that you're talking about happened. So Sean just wants to, we're getting some love. So what's he saying? Bot, remember what did you say?
No, not even. I don't know. I mean, discredited the win versus Pittsburgh. They played a terrible 30 minutes of football in that game, Sean.
Oh, Lord.
What do you want me to tell you? They played awful in that first half, and they played great in the second half. It's exactly what I said. But there's been some comments that I feel like there have been made that I've said that things that I don't think I've said. I mean, what do you want me to not give them credit in this football game? They played incredible.
First of all,
played phenomenal.
You didn't discredit the win. You said good win, but they're not a good team. They're not a good team. We took the win. We did a great job in the second half. First half, we didn't look good. Simple as that. Those are the facts. Some people just don't like the objective, I guess, the thoughts that we put out there. So you have to understand, folks, we are a fan as well of the team, but we cover the team too, but we have to be objective. Bot was right, bro. Were we to be excited about what we did against the Pittsburgh Steelers? No. This ain't about the Pittsburgh Steelers, number one, Sean. All right? Let's get off that. Let's get back to order of business. Now,
how about them today, by the way? How about them today? Looked a lot better than they did last week, that's for sure.
I don't understand this league. I don't understand this league. What's wrong with the Ravens? What is happening? The interception I saw thrown, I don't know how many threw. I just saw one. The interception thrown by Lamar Jackson, he just floats it. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing for Joe Burrow. How did you throw that interception, Joe Burrow? It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, we worried about this squad. We ain't worried about anybody else. We took care of business against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we handled them just very well. Now, back to this team. I was asking about this defense and what have you noticed as being the difference? And I have to give credit. Now, it didn't look good at the beginning because I think we were still trying to get our footing correct. But what did we do in the run game today? We have one of the quote unquote worst run defenses in the game. We're what? Almost dead last. I think we're 30th in the game, right? We're allowing them over 140 yards of rushing. You would think that these boys were ready to come and run the football all over us today. The Bills held these boys down and kept them to under 60 yards rushing. Unfreaking real what these boys were able to do. And it all starts with the addition, and I hope they keep it this way, of Shaq Thompson in the middle of that defense. 60 yards rushing total is what they had today. 62 yards rushing, 3.3 yards a pop. And although Burrow is going to get his passing yards, it's going to happen. But the defense stopping the run was what we needed to have happen. We needed to make sure that we stopped the run. Stopping the run was key because if you let these boys run wild and hit a 40-yarder, hit a 65-yarder, it opens the game up. And now that's something we don't want. If you're going to have these guys win against us, you got to throw the football. And apparently we have one of the best defensive passes in the game. So we're going to put a unit up against another unit. I want your passing unit to go against my passing unit. But the biggest thing that we got to take care of is stopping the run. And that's exactly what we did. But I think the addition of Shaq Thompson in the middle of that defense is huge. Now we get Joey Bosa back next week. We get a bit of a pass rush. Now we're talking business. Could we be better? Absolutely, we could be better. We let the Bengals put up 34 points, but Bengals with Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, that's not a team that you want to take lightly ever. But we got the dub. But this run defense, these last couple weeks, we have looked fantastic. We stopped the Pittsburgh Steelers from running the football in a tough AFC North team, and we did the same thing to Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. Great job by the defense knowing what the assignment was. You said it earlier. They understood the assignment. The assignment was stop the run, and if they're going to beat us, they got to go up against Max Hairston. They got to go up against Christian Benford. They got to go against Cole Bishop. That's improved vastly this year. Big shout out to this team. Let's keep it up. We got to keep it up. We got to stop the run, man. Drake May, you're going to have to do it again. They're going to have to do it again. We got to stop that run and allow you to throw this football to us. So hopefully we can be better. And maybe Bernard returns next week and we get a better pass. A linebacker can actually get into the pass lanes and create havoc. But right now, I'll take stopping the run as one of our biggest problems. And we've solved that 2 weeks in a row now. Why? Because number 45 was in the middle of that defense. Big shout out to Shaq Thompson. Love what I'm seeing from that unit in terms of stopping the run. But we got lots to talk about. But man, that I had to lament and bring out. Your thoughts on defense, your thoughts on who else stood out. Christian Benford was one of them. Anybody that stood out to you that you're like, give some love to that person, or even on the offensive side of the ball.
It came down to exactly what we said it was going to come down to, the tight ends. We knew how bad the Cincinnati Bengals were against defending tight ends. That showed itself in this football game. Dawson Knox looked like prime Dawson Knox. Without Dawson Knox in this game, I don't think the Bills' offense is a shell of what it was. He was incredible. 6 receptions for 93 yards. Him and Dalton Kincaid combined for 10 receptions and nearly 150 yards. You also factor in Jackson Hawes' 1 catch, and that was a touchdown. This defense was horrid against tight ends all year long. And coming in, we felt, and before the game, I said, Dalton Kincaid, how healthy is he really? It's huge that they're going to be playing him, but is he really healthy enough to where he's going to be an X factor in this game? Now, he still was an X factor. He had a touchdown, 4 catches, 41 yards. But I had also said, this still feels like Dawson Knox has an opportunity here because of how bad they've been against tight ends. Even though Kincaid's not a full 100%, I still trust Dawson Knox to be able to be impactful in this football game. And he was all that and then some, Rico. 6 catches, 93 yards, 7 targets. So he caught 6 of his 7 targets. The 1 catch he didn't have on that, or the 1 target he didn't catch, that back corner where he didn't have 2 feet. And that's where they ended up having to go for it on 4th down. They hit Jackson Hawes for the touchdown. But you have to give all the credit in the world to Dawson Knox in this one. And everything we've heard and saw about the Cincinnati Bengals defense defending the tight ends was prominent in this football game. How wide open were they all game long, Rico? It was brutal. If you're a Bengals fan, that's just got to have you sick. They were wide open the entire football game. And then when they weren't open, the lanes for Josh Allen to run were wide open as well. But the tight ends in this game, you wind up having 2 touchdowns amongst the 3 of them. And you wind up having nearly 150 yards and over 10 receptions amongst the 3 of them. They were huge. Josh Allen has 22 completions in this game, Rico, and exactly half of them went to their tight ends. Without the play of those guys in this football game, I don't think that they wind up winning it, but that's how it ended up going down. They took advantage. This is where you have to give Joe Brady credit. They took advantage of all the things the Cincinnati Bengals were not good at. They ran the ball really well. They got Josh Allen involved in the run game. How big was that? That was massive. And then they exploited their inability to cover the tight ends. Dude, that was a masterful plan. I mean, and then you add on top of it the willingness to go for it on 4th down. You also add on top of it the fact that this offense only goes as far as Josh Allen's play. And when he's playing like that, that's a team you don't want to get in front of. I mean, that's a team you do not want to be in the way of. And that's what happened today.
I'm so glad you brought up when you said, you know what, I don't know, Kincaid is how much is he going to be a factor? And you nailed it. Dawson Knox, this might be a game for Dawson Knox. And I ran with it what you said, because I'm like, you know what? We have to remember that Dawson Knox was at one point a reliable, dependable tight end for Josh Allen. Josh Allen trusts that brother. And you said it once, and I'm going to jump back on it. Give Joe Brady credit. This is 2 games in a row now where he found out where the weakness is and he exploited it. He found out that we can run right at TJ Watt, that duo, hit it, and don't stop hitting it. And we ended up doing something that hasn't been done at a Pittsburgh stadium in almost 50 years. So kudos to Joe Brady understanding that this middle of this Bengals defense, we're going to exploit them, and we're not going to stop. And it started off with that great, huge 18-yard gain by Dawson Knox at the beginning of the game. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, we got something here. This wasn't just a broken play. This was a beautiful design play that we can actually exploit, and that we did. We tend to, like, I don't want to say dismiss, but like not give the credit to Dawson Knox because Kincaid's here. Bro, we have 1A, 1B tight ends in both Dawson and Kincaid. So if you can get those 2 guys healthy, knowing that we have problems getting our balls, the balls to the footballs thrown to the receivers, we might have to make our home. You caught that. We might have to make our home at throwing the footballs to the tight ends and just call it a day. We're going to be just a 13. We're going to just be big boys on the line, and that's how we're going to live through it. And now if we can sprinkle in some receiver play in there, then we can mask it that way. But like, we have to like now, I guess, stop forcing this, try to get to the receivers. It's clearly not happening. I mean, did you see what we did today with the receivers? I think we had 6 receptions altogether. With the receivers, we had 2 from Gabe, 2 from Khalil, 1 from Shavers, and then we had 2 from Keon. So 2, 4, 6, 7 receptions by our receivers today. Come on. We got to be better than that. We got to be better than that. So that being said, I will, if I have to live within Kincaid and Dawson Knox, sprinkle a little bit of Jackson Hayes in there, Jackson Hawes, boy, I'll take that all day. Big shout out to McBean. Big shout out to obviously Joe Brady finding out what we needed. And did we find our version of Gronk and Hernandez? Who knows? But if that's the case, take full advantage of it, run the football, live in that range, and away we go. Because right now you have a Kincaid. If he becomes healthy again, he's a mismatch. He's a mismatch nightmare. Put him on the island a little bit and let him go and let him do what he does. Look what Gesicki did today. Gesicki had a low-key good game. Great catches, wide open. If you had him in fantasy, he certainly helped you. But today was a day that I realized we might have to just live with the tight ends, man. Live with it. And if that's the case, we'll keep it rolling. So as my boy Bart comes back, he's probably dealing with some internet issues. I'll let him come back. But big shout out to what Joe Brady was able to do in bringing these boys back and saying, hey, y'all been hating on me a little bit, but let me get in my bag a little bit. And if I have to live with this tight end room, I'm going to do it. That's exactly what's going to take place. I'm going to do it. So big shout out to to Joe Brady, knowing what we needed to do, and he did it. Let's go. And now we just got to bring that momentum into next week at 1 p.m. at Foxborough. It's that simple. It's that simple. I can't wait for that game. I really can't, because I've been on this thing where, you know how you just, if somebody mentions they utter the word the Dolphins, you're like, are you kidding me? You utter the Patriots to me. There's a great amount of respect for the Patriots, but I really do believe we can take them. I really do believe that we're a better team. Prove me wrong. We'll see when the game happens, but I'm looking forward to seeing what takes place when it comes to these Patriots and Bills. Now, I want to kind of jump to something here, and I want to get your thoughts. Did you see the statistic of third down offense for the Bengals? Did you see how well they were converting?
Who didn't? Oh my God! Did you watch the game? All you had to do was tune in. You knew how good they were doing. Oh my God!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bengals went 10 for 12 on third downs. That, I mean, I want to stay on the high point, but that is concerning. But I'm going to stay on the third downs for just a little bit. When I look at what the Bills were able to do, the Bills went 6 for 11 on third downs, and then 3 for 4 on fourth downs. It's the guts. It's the guts. I love the fact that coach trusts his quarterback and let him fly. Let him go. Let him do what he needs to do. Let him go, and don't restrict him. 17, you just can't restrict him. And I think Pierre said it. You got to live with it. Live with it. Either he's going to give it to you, give what you want, and he'll get the job done, or you die with him at least attempting. But you know it's going to be fireworks no matter how you want to like it and slice it. That's exactly what took place today. I'll take it. I will take it. What a job by this offense and coach trusting these guys to go for it. Because I'll tell you right now, we don't get that fourth and 2 going to Khalil Shakir. Whew, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Man, I'm ecstatic about this game, man. Ecstatic.
Oh God, me too. And you know what the big difference in this football game was? And we actually just talked about it on the pregame show. The defense once again stepped up in the second half. They allowed 21 points in the first half, 13 in the second half, a scoreless third quarter. So the Bills come out and score instantly in the first drive of the game in the second half, and then they also get a stop. What the difference here is that the Bills offense matched what the Bills defense was able to do in the second half. Every game, the Bills defense as of late has looked a lot better in the second half and have allowed less points than they have allowed in the first half. The difference has been that the Bills haven't really been able to take advantage of that offensively. In this game, it couldn't have been more of the opposite. The Bills have 11 points at half. They scored 28 points in the second half, 21 of which came in the fourth quarter. we haven't seen the ability to complement each other in the second half like the Bills offense and defense did in this one. I understand late in the game, the Bills defense got carved up. They allowed that touchdown late really quickly. I mean, you hate to see it. You really do. The third down conversions allowed. That was one of the biggest reasons I thought the Bills were going to lose the football game. I don't know what the approach was there. It felt very conservative all game long, and I did not like it. The big difference, however, they did keep them off the scoreboard, and to a lesser degree than they did in the first half, and the Bills offense was able to add points in a way they haven't been able to do as of late in the second half. The thing that really frustrated me early in the football game, Rico, the defensive approach on that first drive, I just did not understand. It felt like the Bills were playing prevent on that first drive. The Bengals converted, I think, 4 third downs that were 3rd and 5 or longer at the minimum. The drive was 8 minutes long, and it was a touchdown, and it was the easiest 8-minute drive you'll ever see. I didn't quite understand the approach where it really felt like they were playing awfully conservative, allowing Burrow to do whatever he wanted to do underneath. I'm so glad this didn't come back to bite them, because it did feel like early in the football game, they were just letting Cincinnati do whatever they wanted to. Second half, it did feel differently. The absence of a pass rush was noticeable in this game. They could not get after Joe Burrow. They had a massive sack before half, and I think it was Christian Benford, right? Which, by the way, I mean, once again, this guy is just saving this defense right now, the plays that he's making. But that was a safety blitz, or that was a design blitz in terms of just getting after the passer with your pass rush. A standard front four, we're not able to do it in this one. So the ability to overcome all of these things, you got to give all the credit in the world to this offense. I understand the Bengals defense is not good. You want to know who else's defense isn't very good? The Miami Dolphins, statistically. They couldn't do anything in that game a couple of weeks ago. So just to, you can't just say that the defense is terrible and that results in immediately scoring however many points you score, 39 in this game, 21 in the fourth quarter. You still got to make the plays. And what that all comes down to me, in this football game, the Bills don't win this one without Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen was just off the charts, and the numbers reflected. It's one of those games where if you look at the box score, it reflects exactly how great he was. I mean, that doesn't always happen. You can look at the numbers, and they don't always tell the whole story. I think in this game they do. 22 of 28 through the air, 251, and 3 touchdowns through the air. And then, my God, 78 yards on the ground, including a 40-yard touchdown that got him right back in the game instantly off the Bengals scoring off the James Cook fumble. And then the run at the end, the stones from Joe Brady to run a throw on 3rd and 15. If they throw that ball and don't get a completion, the Bengals are going to get the ball back with a minute and a half. You can't say with any confidence that wouldn't have mattered the way they were moving the football. And Josh Allen just takes off, and he gets the first down with ease. So, Rico, he finishes with well over 300 all-purpose yards. The passer rating, 140. And the key here, I know James Cook fumbled, but Josh Allen didn't get in his own way in this game. He didn't throw the ball away. He didn't turn it over. The big difference here, Joe Burrow was the one who made those mistakes. And we said all week long, whoever makes the most mistakes with how good these offenses can possibly be, with the defenses being at a disadvantage in this game, whoever gets those extra opportunities are more than likely going to win. And for a while, it felt like it was going to be the Bengals because of that James Cook fumble. But then the Bills made the 2 plays of the game, and that wound up being all the difference.
I got to give a reminder shout out to our special guests that were on our show, my man Zim and Ace, our guys that came in from the Cincinnati pod. And they were confidently talking about how great their offense was going to be with Joe Burrow, and we needed this game, and so on and so forth. And we totally were with them. You guys, they were on point. But then I had to remind them, y'all still have one of the worst defenses in the game. You're going up against Josh Allen. You're going up against, if you think that we're just going to run this game and because you're going to focus on stopping the run and force Josh Allen, go ahead and do that. He's the best in the game when the time is of the essence and it's pressure time. He's going to get it done. But I had to remind them, bro, don't forget who your defense is. Don't forget. And that's exactly what ended up taking place. You forgot contain. You let Josh Allen rip off 78 yards rushing today. You let that boy do. I mean, you can't let. He takes. Josh took what y'all gave him, and you gave him a whole lot. So if you're going to go back and forth, you got to make some defensive stops on the defense side of the ball. But I guess when push comes to shove, the better team prevailed today because crucial plays were made at the right time. So big shout out to the Bills taking down the Bengals. Cincinnati Pod, fellas, I feel for you guys. The season's over for y'all. If y'all can find a way, which I highly doubt, enjoy Cancun. Enjoy Cancun. I'm sure it'll be it's nice. I think it's nice time around this time. Is it hurricane weather around that time in Cancun? Would you know?
I don't know. I don't have my bags packed yet. I usually have to wait until late January to go out there, Rico. I don't usually get out there in December.
Exactly. Right. Sometimes you gotta throw a little salt in them. It's all love, but we gotta throw some salt. Let's go.
Here's the deal, and I don't blame them. The Bengals fan base was completely fooled by that Ravens game. And you watch the Ravens again today. I had it on the small TV today. Had it in the corner because that was a huge game. That was a playoff game in the North.
Which one? Sorry, which one did you have?
Ravens Steelers. That was a huge game today. Yeah. So I have that game on in the small TV, and you're watching it. And I watched that Bills offense in the run game literally do whatever they wanted against that Pittsburgh defense on the road. By the way, this game was in Baltimore. They couldn't score. They couldn't score. The Bills were doing whatever they wanted on the ground, right? So what I think here's what happened. The Ravens right now are just not good. They're not good. Something's wrong with that offense. The defense obviously has had its struggles all year long. And then you watch that Ravens Bengals game on Thanksgiving night, and the Ravens turn it over 5 times, and the Bengals are able to take advantage of that. So I think this is what, and I kind of had this vibe after that game, getting a read from Bengals fans, and I don't blame them. You got a slight chance at rounding the corner and winning this division. Nobody thought you would with the downfall of the Steelers and the Ravens. You got Joe Burrow back, and you dominated the Ravens in prime time. For all those reasons, I understand why they're completely bought back in. But they were completely fooled based on the amount of points the Baltimore Ravens scored in that game. That Cincinnati defense the Bills just played, that was far and away the worst defense they've played all year, and it's not even remotely close. That was horrid, the defense that the Cincinnati Bengals played in this football game. To allow that 40-yard touchdown from Josh Allen, you go back and watch, no one's really even making an attempt to tackle him. It's 3rd and 15. All you need is one stop on 3rd and 15 to give your offense a chance to go and win the game. And the way things were going, who's to say they wouldn't have went and done it? And they just let Josh Allen jog for a first down. That defense in this game was as bad as advertised. And this is where I understand where Bengals fans were fooled, because they thought that they had stepped it back up against Baltimore. But in reality, Baltimore just hasn't been playing well. They ran into a freight train in the Bills offense today, and they weren't expecting that.
They weren't expecting that. And I'll tell you this, a bit of a sign of, I don't want to call it disrespect, because this league is full of copycats. And I think the Bengals tried to take a page off of the Texans playbook, where we know you don't have good receivers. We're going to press you. I don't care if it's 3rd and 18, we're pressing. And in this weather, you had Al Golden, defensive coordinator for the Bengals, pressing our outside receivers. So if you're going to play man, you're going to play zero. Yeah, that's why you have a lane of 40 that opens up. Have some respect. I mean, at least the Bengals can say, I got a pass rush, so I am going to man you up, and I'm going to let my dogs do what they do. The Bengals, you don't got no dogs. Trey Hendrickson, your best pass rusher, wasn't even playing today. You got no dogs, and you have the nerve to do press on these boys. Josh is going to eat that. He's going to eat that up. That's easy business for him. So shame on them. That's what you get in inexperienced defensive coordinator trying to do what he needs to do. And he got burned for it. One thing I did want to mention to you, apparently it was reported from somebody on Twitter that Benford went into the room for x-rays.
Sure.
And then what I found out was they just wanted to make sure that he still got that dog in him. They wanted to make sure that boy still got that dog in him, baby. Let's go. Christian Benford had himself a freaking day. And sometimes that dog got to come out. We've been asking for where the dog's at, man. We need a dog on this defense. Where are they at? Show me where the dog is at. And apparently, Christian Benford was like, I got you, bro. Let me show you that I got that dog in me, kid. I'm here now. Let's go, man. Big shout out to the defense for bringing and making certain plays. And we always like, we bag on the defense for allowing all these things to go down. And we want this and we want that, and we don't have a pass rush and we don't have this. At the end of the day, if we can just be middle of the pack, just okay at running, defending the run, and in this case, really good at defending the pass, fam, we'll be all right. We just got to make sure that we do what we need to do on the offense side of the ball. If we're going to hang on someone on a unit to do something, it's going to be the offense. You're not going to put your full trust in the defense. The trust goes into the offense. So that's what we've got to make sure that we take care of. So if the defense can just do their part by being middle of the pack and occasionally taking the football away, go back to last year's type of defense where you're opportunistic, let's do it. Be opportunistic, make those plays, jump on them when you need to, and good things can happen. But at the end of the day, I liked what I saw from what we did. We took the ball away. We made stops when we needed to, and you alluded to it earlier, man. First half, not great. Then we locked them down to 13 points, 0 points in the third quarter, and then 13 obviously in the last because now they're in desperation mode. But the good plays were made. They made some good plays at the end of the day. But what took place was we made the plays when it needed to be happening, and Josh Allen said, "Thank you very much. I'll take over from here." And you saw what we made. And if I scared any of you guys in there when I said that Bedford went to the X-ray room, I had to show y'all. I had to show y'all that he got that dog in him now. We've been asking for someone with a dog in him, and we got that. Let's roll. That's wrong. Love to
and
see
it comes down to this, with this defense. It comes down to what it always has been. They just need to make a couple of plays in games like that. You need to make the one or two plays that allow the offense to overcome. In a game like this, where Josh Allen's clearly on, that's all you can ask for from this defense. I never expected the Cincinnati Bengals to not get theirs in this game. It just felt inevitable. I mean, this is one of the best offenses in football. Joe Burrow's back. He's slinging it. They got the best wide receiver tandem. And even though they took away Jamar Chase in this game, T. Higgins killed him. T. Higgins crushed him in this football game. So you knew that they were going to get theirs. You just had to, A, make a couple of plays, and B, the offense had to do what they did. I mean, this is essentially how we read this football game. The offense was going to have to score, and the defense was going to have to make one or two additional plays to overcome the capabilities of the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Despite picking them off two different times, they still wound up scoring 34 points, and you held them to a scoreless quarter at that. So you pick them off twice, one for a pick six, and you hold them to a scoreless quarter. They still score 34 points. But much like many of these games throughout the year for Cincinnati, Rico, 34 points should be enough to get it done in each and every game. But that just goes to show you how bad this defense really is. And when you go up against an offense that can take advantage of that, they're in a world of hurt. You score 34 points, Rico, you should be able to win 99% of games. But when this defense is what it is for Cincinnati, that's just not the case. And 39 points was put up by Buffalo, 21 of which came in the fourth quarter. So, in looking at this game, did it not go exactly how you thought it kind of would have gone, where you do have two defenses that you feared weren't going to be able to stop the other offense? The only difference here that I thought that I didn't expect, I didn't think the Bills were going to pick off Joe Burrow twice. I would not have guessed that. Burrow plays as clean a football as anybody. What did they say on the broadcast? It had been like 170 some attempts for him between his last interception. The fact that they picked him off twice in a row, but the Bills did go in there. Cook didn't have his greatest day, but he still had his moments, and they stuck with it. They handed it off to him 18 times. The tight ends dominated like we thought. Josh Allen was set up for success like we thought he would be. The Bengals scored points. We thought they would. It really came down to, hey, who's going to win the turnover battle? And for the longest time here, it felt like the Bills were going to lose it, and then they were going to lose the football game. But because, Rico, the Bills won the turnover battle, it is the reason they won the football game. No question about it. It is the absolute single biggest reason as to why they won this game.
And this is where we have to dig into being an opportunistic defense again. If we're not going to be elite everywhere, that's fine. Pick your moments to try to, give the ball back to Josh, because good things happen when you give the ball back to Josh, and that's what you want to see going forward. So, looking at these stats, right, and looking at what else allowed us to do what we needed to do today, and I'm looking at, okay, obviously turnovers played a huge part in this. We'll take that, right? Time of possession, okay, we'll do all right in that. But when I'm looking at some of the other things that we did well, we also did well on our offensive side of the ball of keeping the plays alive and minimizing our penalties. 6 penalties today, 68 yards. I know the yardage seems high. I mean, one of them, they gave a 30-yard penalty to Taron Johnson on a ball that was grossly underthrown. Both players are looking back for the football. I mean, to me, if both players are looking for it, inadvertent, they knock each other out, and that call it a day. But it's always going to go the offense side of the ball. But, man, that was a tough call to make. If not for that play, we kept our penalties minimized. Our discipline was a lot better this game as opposed to a whole lot. At one point, we were averaging almost 10 to 11 penalties per game. So we've dwindled that down to 6. If you want to take that one away, that's 5. So good job by these Bills in minimizing those mistakes. And what did Vegas have the Bills winning by today? What was the spread? 5 minus 5.5.
So the Bills were 5.5, 6. Yeah, you know how I just mentioned the turnovers really being the reason they won this. Oh, it's nuts, isn't it? They're always on it, dude. They're on it on a dime. It's unbelievable. But speaking of numbers, you know how I just mentioned the Bills winning the turnover battle? Here's the reason they won the football game. Are you ready for this stat?
Talk to me.
Next Gen Stats just tweeted this out. Christian Benford's 63-yard pick six increased the Buffalo Bills win probability by 60.8%, jumping from 16.2% to win the football game to 77% in one swing of Joe Burrow's arm. Crazy. Are you kidding me? Right there. That's why we went as nuts as we did, Rico. We knew what that play was. That play, it was the game. It was the football game.
It's unfreaking believable because I'm like, you know, not that you question your fandom, but sometimes you're going to call it what it is. It's like, dude, the percentage was 16% chance to win. Those odds aren't good.
Sure.
Even at 40, you're like, oh, it's not good, but we still got a chance. We're close to 50. 16? Bro, you need something miraculous to happen. And what takes place? Swing of an arm, a perfectly timed blitz. That's what it was. A perfectly timed blitz coming in, and the ball goes up. That could have been deflected. It's just everything, every way that you could have asked for it to happen, it happened. Joe Burrow could have just threw it in the man's feet and called it a day. But he tried to float that thing over. And if you go back to Christian Benford's pro day, I'd love to know what his 40 time was to get there on time, and I know it wasn't high, it was like 4.6, 4.7. And I want to know what his vertical was, because that man got up there. If he doesn't have a 34-inch vert or higher, it's 32, that ball's over his hands. It's over his hands. It's just, that's how crazy it is, man. So big, huge play by Christian Benford, having the ability just to put your hands up and just keep them together. I don't know if that's coached or that's just the way it fell in his hands. Even Joe Burrow, as cool as he was like, golly, that's a play. That's a play. So honestly, man, looking at some of the things that had to happen this game, sometimes this is what allows teams to go on a run. Now the Bills have fulfilled a 2-game win streak. What was it? It's been like 6 weeks now. something stupid like that. This is the first time in a long time that the Bills have put back-to-back wins together. This might be the December run that we always do well in. Let's roll. Let's get these wins. Let's stack these wins up. Big one coming next week. But fam, we have a great opportunity to put something together and really make a playoff push and really get there. And I don't care who the heck's in our way, man. We're going to have to face a tough team no matter how you want to slice it. We just got to make sure that we're opportunistic and we take care of the football on our end and find ways to be opportunistic to take the ball away and give it right back to Josh. That's what we're looking at. So great stat, by the way, for Christian Benford having that, because 16%, my gosh, gross. Absolutely gross.
And you want to know what, Rico? It happens with 5.5 left in the entire football game. The Bills had 25 points at that point of the game. They finished with 39. I'll go back to what I said before this game about Cincinnati and where I thought this would be of their benefit, and they didn't value it. They only ran the ball 18 times with their running backs today. That was first down that play with 5.5 minutes left, and they were in Buffalo territory. And they're still throwing the football. I'm not going to knock them. They had all the success in the world throwing the football in that game, but they didn't go to the run nearly as much as I thought they might. And the Bills did an incredible job taking Chase Brown out of the game, but they still were able to fire off some runs with Samaje Perine. I just thought maybe they would go to the ground a little bit more in that spot. And I know hindsight's 20/20, but still, The ability to make that play in that spot was unbelievable. I just can't get over him throwing a pick the very next throw. That was insane. Like, when do you see that from anybody, much less Joe Burrow, an MVP type quarterback? Like, when do you see somebody in that stage of the game who, up until that point, by the way, had been playing like a perfect football game? Really, Joe Burrow had been absolutely perfect up until that point. And you could argue he almost single-handedly lost them the game within 2 throws back-to-back. As great as he played in that game, you could argue he literally lost the throw in back-to-back. He lost the game in back-to-back throws, which is just crazy.
On him. It really is. It is crazy. And the routine plays, routine throws, just defenders being right in the right place, right time. You'd wonder if that was one of the adjustments made in this game, where we're going to put a little pressure on my man. We're going to blitz him a couple times, but get your hands in the lanes. We're clearly not able to stop them. We're having a very difficult time. These guys are converting from pass to pass to pass. Get in the lanes. Let's start to kind of disrupt his rhythm. And that's exactly what took place. Let me pivot a little bit. And I want to get your thoughts on this, because this is something that is being discussed on social media right now. So first and foremost, let me give this one tidbit out. Today, Christian Benford, 1 touchdown off the pick 6, the interception. He had a sack and a tackle for loss. Oh, on top of that, he shuts down Jamar Chase. What a freaking game from my guy, our guy, Mr. Christian Benford. All right, second thing. T. Higgins. T. Higgins comes back from concussion protocol. He was off all week. All of a sudden, he comes back. He's good to go. He's killing us. He goes up for an attempt. One-hander, smacks his head really good, like real hard, to the point where he's grabbing his head. He stayed down for a little bit. We're like, oh, he's got to go in the concussion protocol. Cool. He comes back in the game. You kind of like, you're side-eyeing it a little bit. You're like, something ain't right. Some don't feel right. He bangs his head again, clearly grabbing for his head in that moment. Your thoughts when you see something like that? Are you like, all right, NFL, like, y'all got to gut it. You cut it out, man. He should have not been allowed. Like, first time, fine. Maybe, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it, he's fine. He was able to, you know what I mean, call out the numbers, how many fingers, whatever. What day of the week is it? If he passed that, fine. Second time when he grabs his head again, for his safety, you think you take him out. Forget about the game. For his safety. Because if it happened to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen got smacked a couple times, and second time, I would at least think that coach would be like, yo, this game it's just a game. Sit this one out, big fella. Your thoughts when you saw him hit his head the first time and hit his head the second time, and he still remains in the game. Your thoughts on that one?
Can't believe he went back in the football game. It's one thing if he didn't just come off of a concussion situation, which had him sidelined the week before. So you come back from that injury, and he nailed his head, dude. If you go back and watch that play on the back, he had no hands to stop his force from hitting the ground. Nailed it. And then when he came back in the game, Rico, he had a couple of uncharacteristic drops, and it just felt like he was not, like, he didn't really have a full grasp of what was going on out there. I mean, you just come off of a concussion that was bad enough to keep you out of the game. Then they take him out of the game, put him back in. Then apparently he went in again during half, and he still came back in the game. I was stunned to see him back, because when you factor in him being out last week, visibly nailed his head. And then also, anyone watching that game could tell it was bothering him. I mean, you could just tell, right, that he was shaken up. I got to be honest, I was stunned that he went back in that game, and he still wound up playing well. He had another touchdown. He was their leading receiver. He was their best player. But yeah, dude, I mean, it's one thing, I guess, if you didn't have an injury, if you didn't have that same injury keeping you sidelined last week, but dude, that was bad. I was stunned to see him go back in.
That was bad. And we're talking about injuries. I know you saw it. The internet have seen it. Zach Ertz. Did you see it yet?
I actually haven't. I've been my mind has been
OMG.
Yeah.
So the one thing that you, as a receiver, you don't want to ever see. Think this is the best way I can put it to you, and then you'll see it when you see.
Buffalo Fanatics, what's going on? This is Pierre the Kingpin, and I wanted to talk to you today about Cigars International, which is the ultimate destination for premium homemade cigars, known as the industry leader. Cigars Internationals offers the largest selection, unbeatable prices, and a customer service experience that's second to none. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned vet, Cigars International makes enjoying cigars easy, approachable, and fun. Cigars International is the go-to retailer for all things cigars, with the biggest selection of premium homemade cigars available anywhere. Cigars International offers unbeatable deals and discounts, making it easy to stock up on your favorite or try something new without breaking the bank. With fast free shipping and their 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence knowing that Cigars International stands behind every order. They have good relationship with vendors that helps provide great low prices. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned pro, Cigars International makes it easy to find the right cigar with helpful guides, staff reviews, and expert advice. It's not just about cigars. Cigars International also offers a wide range of accessories and more to elevate your smoking experience. Check out the great deals every day at cigarsinternational.com. That's cigars, CIGARS, international.com. Use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply. Again, use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply.
And if they're not showing it, think Willis McGahee, college, something like that. Some might say worse, or on equal playground. So he went up, and some players would rather you go for the head. Go for my head. I don't care. Go for it, right? But leave my knees and my legs alone. And that's exactly what you saw. You saw that man, as much as I'm doing this with my arm, that's exactly what took place with him. Zach Ertz, tough. Was it Marshawn Lattimore that hit him? I don't know who hit him, but anyway, tough way to go. That was brutal. And it's a tough, and I bring this up because this is a tough game. You could, at one blink of an eye, your career could be over, or your life, depending on, what's taking place and how hard you hit your head, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, T. Higgins hitting his head, bro, you got to take care of that, brother, man. Because yes, I get it. You're trying to win this game and you want to go in, and he was like, I want to help, and he was able to be successful in that game. But my goodness, you got to take care of the players, man. You got to take care of the players. My man, somebody said, can I pull it up? Let me find it for you guys. It's a nasty one, so just brace yourself. I don't know if you saw it yet, Bot.
No.
But if not, I'm gonna pull it up right now for you.
In addition, Daniel Jones could be a torn Achilles. Don't look now. But the Indianapolis Colts are 8-5, and Jacksonville put the belt on them today. They're now number one in that division. Daniel Jones was already banged up to begin with. Now he's got an Achilles injury. This conference is just insane right now. But Daniel Jones, that sucks. I hated to see that one too, because he's had an incredible comeback season here, and from what I'm reading, it's not looking good for him either.
So here's the Zach Ertz hit. Immediately, people were like, no, get out of here. Look at this. So I'm going to replay it. It'll replay on its own. Take a look at this. And this is something you don't want to see. The defenders are like, yo, just let me catch the ball and let me go down. I'd rather you hit me in the head than this.
Oh, dude.
Brutal. And and it doesn't get as bad as that, right? So what took place? Dislocated knee, I don't know what you want to call that, is just not good. Your knee is not supposed to be. So this is why
I don't
players
think I've seen anything like that, really.
It's odd. I could only think of Willis McGahee, but this is why players are like, fam, if you want our safety and our livelihood, bro, hit me up top. I'll be concussed for a little bit, and I'll be back in a couple weeks now. This has now ended his career. That's it. He ain't coming back from that. He was already contemplating retirement, or he semi-retired, then came back. Bro, it's a wrap. Like, that's a tough hit to take. And listen, it is what it is. It is what it is at this point. Like, man, that's tough. So these types of hits happens. So that's why these players are wanting the money they want and the money they're asking for, because I mean, at one point my career could be done. And could you imagine James Cook saying, "Yeah, I'll just play for free and I'll be good," or "I'll play for the minimum"? No, I'm getting my money, because at any point something like that could happen. So tough blow for my man Zach Ertz, because that's tough. You never want to see that type of stuff go down with these players. But yeah, other than that, man, on the more bright side, great win by the Bills. Love what I saw from the Bills, and you mentioned it twice now, last week and the week prior. You've noticed that the second half adjustments have done us wonders. And it did it to us last week, where we just came in and did great things. And yet this week again, I know we want to come hard and come down on McDermott. Call it what you want to call it, but this guy is amazing at making adjustments and making the right adjustments. That's why you just, like, a guy like Babbage, just not prepared and ready yet. You need a guy with a mind like McDermott. So I know people are like, I don't want McDermott back on this team and this, that, and the third. Listen, as much as I'm with you guys, and I probably still have to stand on it if we just utterly collapse, chances are that he returns. But like, we've got to build him something. I know somebody asked me, like, if I were to choose between Bean and McDermott, I pick McDermott to return, just because I see it. I see the plays that are being called. These gutsy plays are corner blitz. He called 2 corner blitzes. One that got Benford the sack, and I believe Benford getting the pick off a corner. Like, dude, that's McDermott calling big plays at the right time, right moment, and lo and behold, that's what happens, right? So as much as I poo-poo on that, brother, you got to give him his credit there too. You got to give his credit there, because right play, right time, right personnel, and you saw the results today with a big win by these Bills. So McDermott's got to get some love, man. He's got to get some love. Got to give it to him. Love to see it.
No doubt. I thought that McDermott, you had a couple of plays in this game defensively, despite allowing 34 points, that really were the difference in the football game. That sack before half from Christian Benford cannot be overlooked, because that's what felt like a guaranteed field goal at the minimum, Rico. That forced them into having to punt. The Bills go for it on 4th down. It was the lone 4th down that they did not get in the football game. And you set up the Cincinnati Bengals to take an even bigger lead into half. That was huge. Then you mentioned it. Sending Benford off the side, that allowed him to get that pick. And then just an incredible play from Phillips and Epinesa on the next play to get that interception. So you have to tip your cap. You got to tip your cap to the Buffalo Bills overall in this football game for getting it done. Because according to the NFL analytics, the Bills now have a 95% chance to make the playoffs. Here is the current landscape based on how things have gone today. The Pittsburgh Steelers now reassume the overall control of the AFC North at 7-6 with a 67% chance to make it. The Indianapolis Colts, who get waxed by Jacksonville. Jacksonville's now 9-4, by the way. They might be the sneakiest 9-4 team I've seen. No one's talking about Jacksonville. They're winning that division currently with a 96% chance to make the playoffs. They'd be the 3 seed today if it ended. The Colts, who are everybody's darling a month ago, then they trade for Sauce Gardner. You're thinking they're all in. They're now 8-5 with a 50% chance to make it, Rico. But I'm looking at the outside looking in here. That Ravens loss, that drops them out with a 32% chance. And tonight, folks, this is a playoff game on Sunday Night Football. If the Houston Texans win, they currently have a 61% chance to make it. That rockets to 84%. If the Chiefs lose, they're down to a 13% chance, and in all likelihood, they are wrapped up and under the tree, packed up. Crazy. So that was a huge win for Buffalo today because it's so tight in the AFC. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't care in December how you're getting it done. I just don't. In the last 2 weeks, they've figured it out. They played a bad first half against Pittsburgh. They figured it out. They had a 10-point deficit. How about back-to-back weeks? They're trailing at half, Rico, and they figure it out. And they just find a way to overcome. Huge.
I'm reading this comment from our guy Walter. I love Walter. Walter loves to try to push our buttons a little bit, but you know what I mean? I don't mind it. I like it. He says, so when we lose and the defense plays bad, it's execution. But when the defense makes great individual effort plays above the scheme, it's credit to McDermott. We were a Josh run away from losing. Yes, but you have to give, like, if players are put in the right positions and they make plays, you credit the coordinator for putting them in the right position. No difference than when we give love to Joe Brady for allowing this team to execute just like they executed today. Last week was run the football and don't stop running the football. That's called scheming. That's called execution. And that's what we've been asking for that to happen. So we have to give love to where love is given. We're not supposed to give them the love now. We're just supposed to just call it a day. Come on, Walt. You got to call it what it is. McDermott made perfect play calls and allowed these guys to execute. And it worked because they're in the right place, right time. That's the way I look at it. I mean, sometimes you can't just, we got to give the love too, man. We can't just be on one side and never come on the other side too. We got to give the love. We got to give it. Do you want to jump on that at all? You're good.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is the Bills' defense did not play very good at all. That first drive of the game was horrid. I still can't get over the prevent style defense they ran. They let the Cincinnati Bengals tic-tac-toe down the field for 8 minutes and score a touchdown. Collectively, the Bills' defense was not very good in this game. But as I mentioned earlier, the plays that they made were the difference in the game and the reason they won the football game. You can't discredit that. For as bad as they were in the game, they did make 2 or 3 plays that wound up being the reason they won the football game. You know what the Cincinnati Bengals offense is. It's a rare outing that they're not going to score near 30 or above. It's just what they are. And the Bills defense is what it is up until this point. We know what they are. If they're going up against an elite offense, probably going to get points scored on them. The difference is, can you make the 1 or 2 plays? And in this game, they did. So I'm not sitting here saying the Bills defense was great in this game. They were far from it. But they made a couple of great plays. And without those great plays, they don't win the game. The key in this one, and it always was, in my opinion, the offense had to be the best version of the Bills' defense. Their best defense in this game was going to be offensive execution. And that's what they got. But when they needed the Bills' D to do something, they did. It does not get more pivotal than getting 2 consecutive interceptions 5 minutes left in the football game when you hadn't had a lead the entire football game.
Yep.
So, no, they weren't great.
Nope.
But they were great when it counted, and that's all that matters.
So I'll tell you this, by the way, just to give you guys a heads up. Apparently, it did actually happen that Benford did get an X-ray. He got an X-ray on his right hand. Apparently, there's an X-ray bandage or pad on his hand. But he looks like he's in good spirits. Maybe it was just hey, my hand was kind of feeling a little funny. Let me go check it out. And maybe it's nothing. So something to monitor. I'm gonna get my guy Thydoc on that. We'll get our guy Thydoc and he'll let us know what's going on. Before we get out of here, and we got to read some super chats and stuff, and questions that you guys may have. Jump in there. We got the super chats. We're about to get into that. I wanted to play the locker room. I guess fun time. I guess if you want to call that. With our guy, Mr. McDermott. And are you interested in hearing what they had to say? It's about a minute clip.
Always.
Me too, my brother. Let me get this cracking here. I'm gonna rewind that sucker.
Tell you what, man.
Look at McDermott. I love when McDermott wins. His face is hilarious. Let's go. All right, you guys can see the screen. All right, let's get it rocking. Let's go.
Hey, bring it up. Hey, 17, let's go. Get your butt up here. Let's go, man. Hey, I'm going to tell you what, man. You guys are so damn tough. So damn tough. No quitting this football team. And 17, I don't know what play that was supposed to be, but you did a hell of a job. Put the ball down. That was it. Put the ball down. Hey, I'm serious. What we talked about last night, man. Going through adversity, you learn a lot about yourself and what you can become. You come out on the other side stronger and better because of it. And that toughness element is undefeated, man, in football and in life. Don't ever forget that, man. Super proud of you guys, all 3 phases. Everyone, great organizational win right here.
Hey, we didn't ride the wave, right?
Ho.
Hey, we didn't ride the wave. We stayed here, right? Stay chill, stay calm, believe in ourselves and in one another. Victory Monday. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yo, first of all, The fact that Josh is the one saying, "Hey, Victory Monday," that's when you know that dude. He's that dude. But big shout out to this team, man. What a resilient win. What a big win for these guys. And a win we absolutely needed. I know people were talking about like, oh, if we lost, it's not a big deal. This was something we absolutely needed. I don't know if we've I'm going to take a look at the NFL.com playoff simulator and see what the percentage is. And obviously the percentages have gone up significantly. But man, what a big, huge win. Because it's not just
I mean, like I mentioned, Rico, it's at 95% now. If they lost, it would have been at 79%.
Okay, you did say it was a 95%. God,
oh, yeah, man, it's a huge swing. Huge
swing. So as of right now, I'm going to give a little bit of visual to everybody. Just so, am I on the wrong one? I'm on the wrong one. Let me get to the right one. As of right now, I mean, the Bills are on track to do what needs to be done, right? And they're handling business. They're taking care of business. And there's nothing that's standing in their way other than themselves, right? We're not depending on this team and depending on that team. The Bills are doing what needs to be done and what needs to be taken care of. So as of right now, just to kind of give you guys a bit of a visual, because some of us like to have the visual of what it looks like. So Patriots right now, obviously, they have a bye week, so they've had a week to prepare for us. So I kind of don't like that. But if you're going to win in this game, you got to do what you got to do, right? Broncos right now. Who the Broncos play today? They got could you imagine a nice little upset by the Raiders? That would be something, huh?
So that ain't happening. It's 21-7 right now, fourth quarter.
There you go. It's a wrap. So 95% chance for these guys, 99 that they're going to get in. That's no problem. Obviously, the Jaguars are 95%. I didn't see the Jaguars having this success this year like this. I did not see it. But kudos to the new head coach, Mr. Cohen. So he's doing his thing out there. 67%. The Steelers are not all the way locked in. I don't know how they won today's game against the Ravens. That's unbelievable. The Bills are 95%, like you said earlier. Chargers, 75%. If they win, if they lose, they're down to 62. What are the odds the Chargers don't make the playoffs?
If they lose, they're down to 49.
If they lose.
Yeah.
49. My gosh, I didn't see that. And then the Colts. My. Have the mighty have fallen. And I found that fascinating today. The backup quarterback was not Anthony Richardson. Wait, hold on. Is Anthony Richardson still there? He's still there, right? My man Bot left. He just walked out. So I was looking at the other screen here. Is Anthony Richardson still on, or did he get moved? Because I'm trying to recall where he at, because they didn't put the backup in. They put somebody else and not Anthony Richardson. So go figure on that remarks. He's on IR. Okay, that's why I didn't see him. I was like, what the heck? They put somebody else in and away they go. But here's the deal. As a Colts team, Daniel Jones is, he's nice. He's a good player. But is he that nice where this team is just in shambles without him? I didn't realize that they were in shambles without him. And that's what it's looking like right now. So it goes to tell you, man, good quarterback play, you can't just find it anywhere. You can't just find it anywhere. So they can't just depend on the run game. You gave up 2 first-round picks for a guy that just almost blew his calf out. He'll be out for a significant amount of time before he gets back on the field. It's not looking good for the Colts. The Colts look like they were the number 1 seed at one point. And now how the mighty have fallen. Unbelievable. All right. Bot, shall we get into the super chats, my good man?
We shall.
Indeed. How's the baby girl? Baby girl's doing all right?
She's good. Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom so bad. Oh, my God.
There you go.
I was so nervous during that game, by the way. I literally was running to the bathroom every 2 seconds. That game killed me.
Well, welcome to being a Bills fan. By the way, small note for Bills Mafia watching. So my daughter, when they're teeny bops, they got all their girlfriends that come over here. And I guess one of the moms noticed that I was a Bills fan, and she was like, yo, I'm a Steelers fan, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so she goes, hey, I'm going to the Bengals-Bills game with a bunch of my girlfriends. Do you have any gear? So I give her my sweaters and whatever, and she texts me, and she's like, buddy, I'm a Steelers fan, and I'm pretty much ready to give up on these Steelers and become a Bills fan 100%. And I'll tell you right now, she had a great time. She's sending me footage. Like, this is them. She's like, yo, I'm in. I'm bought. I'm all in. She is going to be a Bills fan going forward. Hey, we're converting one fan at a time. I'm trying to get my guy Kevin to join us. Yo, mess with these Dolphins, man. He won't do it. He won't do it. All right, we got
Dolphins, by the way. They're kind of low-key been cooking.
they're gonna cook for a while, man. Like if somebody messes around, they might find themselves back into that. Actually, you know what? What's their percentage chance of making the playoffs? If we go, they're still in it, man. They're at a 1% chance, but they're still in it. They're still in it. They got to find a way to get. Nah, I don't think they're gonna make it because you got Texans are. If Texans win tomorrow, 84% chance to make the playoffs, 47% if they lose. So if the Texans lose, which I think they will, I think the Chiefs will. I don't believe in CJ Stroud. I just don't believe in him. I used to love CJ Stroud, but I just don't think he's good enough. And I think Spagnuolo is going to make it hell for him. And the Chiefs are going to find a way to keep their hopes alive. And you give Pat Mahomes a chance, he'll take it. We'll see. If CJ Stroud is my X factor, I don't think he's. I think they're gonna.
Houston needs to bury them tonight. Houston needs to just end that tonight.
I don't think they will, man. I don't think they will. Those cockroaches are not going to die. I swear the Chiefs are cockroaches. They don't die, bro. You can burn the whole house down. These guys will still be alive. All right. Let me give some shout out to Jessica Crane. Let me give some love to Jessica Crane. She's become a new member. Much, much love. And we don't stop right there. We got Henry, our guy Henry Scholl. Welcome. Let's keep it rolling. We got more. We got what? What is it? Birder? I can't even read that. Birder Witch? Welcome to the community, our Buffalo Fanatics community. We love it. We appreciate you. This does not go unnoticed and it doesn't go unappreciated. And by the way, Dan Bill says, I've been a member for 57 months. I just want to show you some love. What do you guys think? What do you think makes James Cook elite? He's not the fastest nor the strongest. What makes him elite? You want to take this or me?
Well, I'll just say what makes James Cook elite is I think he's a dual threat running back. You saw that today. They did get him involved in the pass game, which I did like to see. But his vision's incredible. His vision's off the charts. He's always finding the open hole. He hits it with a burst. And I really think what also adds to his ability to be elite is the offensive line and the play of Josh Allen. It's just a perfect marriage. But him and it of itself, I mean, he is just an incredible athlete. And I just think his IQ when running the football, the ability to seek out the hole, hit it, it's as good as it is in the NFL.
Yep, I'm gonna agree with that. I'll tag on with it's his, like Bot said, his vision is impeccable. But with your vision, you need anticipation. You need to know what angle that running back is, that linebacker is coming from. Where's that safety? So when these guys are in the backfield, the same way Josh is pre-snap read and looking what's going down, running back knows where he's going. So he's like, okay, where's that linebacker? Where's that safety up there? Okay, I see where that lineman is shading on this side. Okay, how am I going to do this? Anticipation, vision, patience, and his burst. He ain't the fastest, but he's quick, and he can jump into the hole that fast, and away you go. So that's what makes him elite at his position. And at first I wasn't feeling it. I thought he was just an okay back until I started to really see, and I'm giving all the love and credit to James Cook. Our guy, Money Mitch. What's Money Mitch saying?
Money Mitch is saying, donation matching the number of the momentum MVP for this game. Let it be known, 2 seconds before the pick six, I gently said to my mother, Renee, can we please get a turnover? You're welcome, boys. BF is the best channel on YouTube. And if you don't know what Money Mitch is meaning by that, he sends in $47 US to pay homage to Christian Benford and his incredible game-altering performance against the Cincinnati Bengals. Appreciate you, Mitch. Love it.
Money Mitch, love it, love it, love it. Let's go, my man, Rio Dan Echo. Dan says, yo, this D won't quit. I'm so happy, you guys. God bless you and the Fanatics. The East ain't over yet. Hit that horn. You're right. The East ain't over. Not just yet, because I'll tell you, the Bills got the Patriots next week. We beat the Patriots. We get our 10th win. They remain at 11. The Patriots after that, who do they face? I just want to make sure that I got it right on who they face that could potentially give them fits. So the Patriots remaining schedule after the Bills. If the Bills, is it really nobody? Is it that bad?
Baltimore, but the way they're playing, yeah, really nobody.
Yeah. Ravens and then the Jets. Good Lord. All right. I mean, listen,
They're
maybe the
set
Jets.
up.
Hey, the Dolphins are cooking now. The Dolphins are hot right now. If the Dolphins continue to be hot,
True.
just maybe. Just maybe. So the East isn't over just yet. So if we lose to the Patriots next week, call it a day. But I something tells me that we're going to be right in the thick of things, taking care of the. We got to get our lick back, man. That's just what it is. We got to get our lick back. Diggs is not going to go off like he went off last time because he just had a field day. And the way Christian Benford's playing ball right now, and I truly believe I hate the Patriots so much, and now that they're back on this little win streak, I hate them even more. So I need to bring them back down to reality and say, okay, you haven't really played anybody. Now we're back. Let's go. Anyway, my man Signified knows. What up, Sig? We finally got over the hump that has been Joe Burrow and the scumbag POS Ravens lost today too. Good day today. You're right about that, man. It's always a good day when the Bills win. And any other team that we find that is a challenge to beat, they lose. So we don't have to face them. Dio, Bengals had the nerve to not spy Josh F.U. Allen, tush push merchant, who Benford cured by my depression. Also seeing Max get cooked at times breaks my heart. Listen, Max is a rookie. And for the most part, Max did okay today. There was he was battling with T. Higgins. And that's a tough matchup. T. Higgins is what, 6'2", 6'3"? He's a big boy. And you got Max in there battling with him. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. In that end zone touchdown, he just didn't turn soon enough. Like, if he turned soon enough and took a better angle, turned to the ball, that's a good attempt PBU, but he just was a little late. But T. Higgins is a damn good ball player. So I'm not going to poo-poo too much on my guy, Max Harrison. But when it comes to them not spying Josh, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Never defend Josh without a spy, especially in the law. Like, that's Al Golden not having the respect for Josh Allen. You got to have respect. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, let's roll to our guy, Jacob. Jacob says, Buffalo stood on business today. We did more with less and didn't blink. Josh Allen is the best in the league. Defense proved they can get to turnovers when needed at moment's notice. And here we are. You're right, Jacob. 12 years in as a member. Much love to you, my man, Jacob, in the building. Who do we got? What's Dio saying?
Dio saying, so we lose to Davis Mills, Tua, Penix, Drake May, but we beat Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, and Baker. This team is a roller coaster. Pats, we coming. Be ready. And listen, that's the NFL in a nutshell this year. Right there.
Yes.
I mean, this has been the league. This is what it's been league wide. I mean, today, the Buccaneers in a massive divisional race with Carolina lost to Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints. The league has just been crazy this year. Crazy.
Kidding.
No.
And Green Bay's up 14-11 on Chi-Town. So that'll be some. Rams just destroyed the Cardinals. All right. There goes
Cardinals are bad, man.
They're bad. And then they shut down the quarterback. What's up with that? I don't know what's going on with that. Hey, that's why we got to count our blessings, man. We got an organization that understands you got to take care of your guys, and your guys actually give a damn. And Josh certainly does. That's why you got to get that man a championship, man. Stop playing around. Get that man a championship. Deal also says, did y'all see that Cook/Cook formation? I got to go back. I must have seen it at least once where they put Cook and Cook in the backfield. Yeah, Cook was in the backfield. Yes, I did see that. There was a moment that Cook was in the backfield. So I do recall. Let's go. Jacob gives a super chat of $17, obviously representing our guy, Josh Allen. He comes in and says, Josh Allen for MVP. He has no ceiling. I see parallels between him and LeBron James in terms of carrying a team and overall athletic ability. The guy just isn't human. Well, the guy that just isn't human, just give him a championship. That's what he needs. It would be an absolute shame if Josh Allen finishes his career without a Lombardi. At least one. He's too good for that not to happen. So if he can give me LeBron and give me the ability to, get out there and make it happen, shoot, I'll take that. I'll take that all day, man. Real talk. I am Zeeted says, yo, do we trust Bobby Babbage calling the defense? I'm pretty sure Sean took over in the second half. I don't trust Bobby. Sean's been taking over, brother. They claim that they share the duties together, but I'm going to say that Sean took over. When did Sean take over? Was it after the Texans game?
Halftime of the Atlanta Falcons game.
Falcons game. Yep. Halftime Atlanta Falcons game. It was over. That brother took that. So appreciate that super chat, my G. Good stuff. Don Call says, yo, Brady was holding plays back. 7 and 39 got cooked all game. Gesicki, sit down, my guy. It's a 60-minute game. Rico Bot, best in the pod game. Yo, my man Don, let me hit that for you. Let me hit that for you, bro. We appreciate it. We always do. Folks, there are a lot of content creators out there, and if you have us amongst your favorites, we will obviously show love to you guys, and we'll obviously appreciate that so much. All right, my man Don says, yo, Cook needs to work on the ball security 2 weeks in a row. That's a tough one, man. I think it was just like sometimes you just want to get in the end zone so bad. The first one, I don't blame him. He was trying to stretch for it. I didn't think he got in the end zone. I know, Bot, you said that it looked like it crossed the line. I was like, when he fumbled, I was like, oh, that went out of bounds. And they're like, what? It went out in the end zone? I was like, no, the heck that did. And from every angle they'd show, I never saw it going in the end zone. Did you? I didn't see it.
Well, the thing is, they ruled it a touchdown before the flag, and then they fumbled out, and I just didn't think they were going to overturn that. Right. So that's where I'm like, and then it looked so close to where I didn't really know if there was enough to overturn that.
It was tough.
But on the one he actually lost, Rico, you go back and watch it. He never got the handoff fully. So by the time
was he wobbly?
There was a little bit of juggling. And by the time he got hit, he was right about to secure it. And that's why it came out. It was, that was the moment where I thought the Bills were going to lose the football game. Just incredible. They were able to overcome that.
No doubt about it. Appreciate that super chat, my man, Don. Don comes back and says, hey, Josh, only player on the field with 3 testicles, maybe 4. I mean, listen, man. I mean, he dropped them suckers today, boy. He dropped them suckers. That boy, if you see 2 marks going through the snow, and it just looked very just symmetrical, that's probably him dragging his nuts all over the field because that boy was that dude today, man. So big shout out to our guy, Josh Patrick Allen. All right. My man Moose comes in and says, how could they let T. Higgins stay in the game? He smacked his head twice. We talked about that earlier, man. Listen, they go through the tent. They go through the protocol. I mean, I'd love to meet someone that knows exactly what they ask and how they go through it. Because from what I understand, they ask you, what day is it? Where are you? Do you know what stadium you're in? Do you know what team you're playing? What's the score? What quarter are we in? I don't know. I think they ask all those type of questions. So if you're really badly concussed, you can't answer, or you're hazy, or you're delayed. So if he was like, yeah, I'm here, I'm sharp, I'm there, I don't know if you can try hard enough to try to remember, because if you're concussed, you're concussed. So maybe he passed it, and maybe it's just residual, I guess, cobweb still there. I don't know how that works per se, but if he cleared protocol, he cleared protocol. Not much you can do about that. You're still kind of bothered by that a little bit? Or are you kind of like, that's kind of shaky? It's weird.
I don't know what went into it. All I know is he looked visibly banged up. It was quite clear he nailed his head, not once, but twice. And he's coming off of a concussion that had him out of the last game. So I don't know. I would have loved to have saw what the process was, because they checked him twice. He was back in. But it definitely seemed like he was going through it. No question about it.
There's no question about it. We got a huge super chat coming up. You want to take this one?
Come on, let me see. Wow. What can you even say here? A crimson red super chat from Cordero Linder. Wow, this is an absolute banger. Cordero saying, what's up, my brothers? It's been a while since I've been in the chat. I hope this is a wake-up call for Joe Brady. Stop the BS. Run 12 and 13 personnel the whole game from here on out. We don't have dogs on the outside. We have dogs on the inside with our tight ends. Go Bills. Shout out to you, Cordero. I don't even know what I can say. That is unbelievable.
I have not brought the bell out in a long time. The bell is here, and my man Cordero, appreciate you, my G. Dogs, we don't have on the outside. You're right about that, but them dogs are on the inside. And we were saying this earlier, if Joe Brady can find a way to say, you know what, we're going to live with these guys, and I'll try to sprinkle you guys in here, I don't mind it. And I'll use my man Bot said it, as long as it gets us to where it needs to bring us, and that's winning the Super Bowl, I don't give a rat's how you do it. Just get it done, and let's get these wins. So Big shout out to Cardero. Been a long time listener and viewer of ours for such a long time. So this means a lot to us. Appreciate you. And it goes unnoticed.
Seriously, that's unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. That's crazy. I really appreciate the love and great observation. I mean, we know where this team is at their best, and you're nailing it. It's running the ball, hitting their tight ends, which has been their pass game. I mean, if you want to talk about when they've excelled the most, it has been when they have targeted their tight ends, Kincaid in particular. And shout out to him for playing today. I mean, he was banged up all week, limited practice all week. Huge shout out to Dawson Knox. I mean, this was a vintage prime Dawson Knox game. He was the X factor in the pass game. But yeah, if you want the Bills offense clicking on all cylinders, you want three things. You want that run game, you want that tight end involvement, and you want Josh Allen play like you saw today. You get those three things, you got a team that's going to be incredibly hard to beat come playoff time. And I think today you got that, really. You know, it wasn't James Cook's best day, but folks, the fact that a Bills running back, the fact we have the luxury of saying the Bills running backs didn't have their best day when James Cook's got 80 yards. I mean, we are sitting on a pedestal right now when it comes to the expectation of the Bills running game. I mean, James Cook's at 1,300 yards right now with 4 games to go. Unbelievable season he has had. The offensive line banged up today, and they were still able to find a way to overcome that without Spencer Brown, who I think is one of the most important players on this team. But the tight ends are so pivotal to this passing game. And then when you have Josh Allen clicking like he did today, this is just a team nobody wants to see. This is why we've just been saying win the game no matter how it occurs and get into the dance. And that's what they're doing right now. And we've seen them find ways to win the game in multiple different ways. That's what it's going to take in January. And right now you can just only hope they can continue to do what they're doing.
No doubt about it. Listen, much appreciated to my man Cardillo.
For real.
You're that dude. By the way, side note, I just asked the thigh doc, yo, what's up with the x-rays on the hand of Benford? Like, is minor? And his words are, nah, he's fine. It's just a knuckle. He's okay. So hopefully it's just nothing. It didn't seem like it. He was walking on the sidelines, shaking hands, all that stuff, and he was feeling good. So a little bit of a boo-boo on the knuckle. I think we'll take a
knuckle sandwich.
Knuckle sandwich, baby. Knuckle sandwich. All right. Jonathan Manson comes in and says, Bills will never win over Patriots with the high reliance on zone defense. More one-on-one coverage would be better. No Joey Bosa, Terrell Bernard, maybe. Here's the deal. Majority of the league runs zone defense, brother. That's the majority of the game, right? You're running a lot of cover 2 with a cover 2 shell over top, safeties over top. It's a zone type defense, keeping things in front. So earlier, Bot mentioned, and I wanted to say this, I was trying to catch up with you when you're like, hey, man, I don't know if there was a scheme where we're just way off. We were playing prevent defense. I think a lot of it was them trying to find their footings and not giving up huge play early. So they're just trying to find their footing and get right. And I think eventually they started to kind of take that away. It didn't seem like it near the end, but if you look at the score in the second half, 13 points allowed. So they really buckled down and got a little better. So I think it was more of a footing and trying to find out where they meet and where they sit. So, but thank you for that super chat, Mr. Manson. Much love to you. Money Mitch, by the way, Kansas City and Michigan suck. You just have to get that in there.
Yes.
You just have to get that in there.
Yes, Mitch.
Love it, love it, love it. Our guy Mark comes in and says, yo, member for 64 months. Appreciate you, my G. I was in section 131. I lost my voice after the pick 6. Go Bills. Man, what a show that would have been being at a game like this. I know that I've never been to a winter game, but you've been to several. In a wintry game, snow and all that, and having everybody just go nuts in a game like this, oh, man, it must have been something, man. So big shout out to those that were at the game today. I was about to ask, how intense was it? How loud was it? I'm going to ask my girl when she gets back to see, what was it like? But, man, being in a game like that, going against the Bengals, and if that was your first game ever, what a game to go to. Golly, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Those are absolutely the best games to be at, by the way. Like they're
winter
just
games, huh?
And then when they result in outcomes like that, to have that winter vibe with that type of game like that is just, that's vintage Buffalo football. Like it does not get better than that. It really doesn't.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, here we go. We got Valerie coming in with a super chat. Valerie, Bills got it done. Great win, but what's the real missing piece? Are we a receiver one away, or is it deeper if we want a true Super Bowl run? I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a receiver one, or one that actually can at least be a threat. At least be a threat. Can you get open on your own? Do you need me to scheme you? Do you need me to put you, or can I count on you to be on an island by yourself and make a play? And right now we don't have it. I'll tell you right now, I'm still not out on Keon Coleman, but there were some effort plays today that I saw from Keon Coleman that you're like, dude, come on, man. There was a route that he ran.
Yep. And towards the end zone, going into the end zone, right?
I was like, come on, brother. Like,
yep,
give me
I saw
something.
The same thing.
Like, sell it like it is going to you at least, so these guys can stay on you. Because right now, when Josh took off for that when Josh took off for that 50-yard run for the touchdown, Brandon Cooks made it seem like he was going deep until DB was like, what the heck's going on? And then Brandon locked him up with a pass block, with a run block. But come on, man. Like, Keon, the effort has to be there, bro. Like, it just doesn't look it. If that's your effort and that's what it looks like, we got a problem. But I know it doesn't. I know that's not it, because on that slant that you took, on that inside slant, you put extra max effort into that. That was a great route. Boom, inside, and could have walked in, but great tackle. But man, I need to see a little bit more from my guy Keon. But a receiver one, is that what is keeping us from being a true contender? I don't think so. I think it's more so like, can our defense match, at least make plays enough to give the ball back to Josh, right? We don't have the weapons we had last year, but we're still putting up almost 30 points a game. So is it really lack of receiver one, or just overall good play? I don't know, but what do you think? Is it a receiver one issue that we're having that has us not a contender, or what is keeping us from being a contender?
The Bills are a contender right now. Once again, look at the AFC and argue to me one team that's more of a contender than they are right now. And maybe you have a slight argument for New England or Denver, but it's nothing crazy. It's not like it's a Grand Canyon-sized gap. The margin between all these teams going to the playoffs in the AFC is so razor thin that I just don't think it matters. But for the Buffalo Bills to be the best version of themselves, I think they're currently missing two things. They're missing a healthy defensive line, and you know this to be true because the first 2 months of the season, the Bills had about as good of a pass rush as any in the NFL. The last several games, it's been non-existent. And that has a lot to do with Hoyt being out, Ed Oliver being out. Joey Bosa was out in this game. They have a ton of injuries on that D-line, and you're starting to notice it. And then, yes, absolutely, the Bills are missing a deep threat X wide receiver. They don't have one. I mean, they just don't have one. You saw today what you can be like when you have two. I mean, the Bills were able to take Jamar Chase out, but what does it matter when T. Higgins has 2 touchdowns and nearly 100 yards? And that's with T. Higgins in a situation where many would think he shouldn't even have been in the game, because he looked like he was concussed. So, yeah, The Bills are absolutely missing that deep threat. It goes without saying. But then again, though, they have the best running offense in the NFL. And if you can get the utilization of Josh Allen's legs like you got in this game, if you can get James Cook to continue to show out, he has 7+ games this season with 100+ yards. This tight end involvement, the offensive line play, they're good enough offensively to win. But those are the two things to me that I think keeps them from being at another level in terms of where you view this team.
I'm with that. Here's a good follow-up, because from Get Right, he asks, what is going on with Taron Johnson? I can't think of a play he's made all year. We desperately need corners. Did you speak on Slay declining coming to Buffalo? Yeah, we've definitely spoken on Slay. Taron Johnson. Taron has not had the year that we're accustomed to seeing from him. That's for sure. He did have a great pass breakup. I believe it was on where it was almost an interception, actually. It was almost an interception, but that turned into a flag. Something happened anyway. But he hasn't had the year that we're accustomed to seeing, but he's still an asset out there. But do I see decline? I don't know if I'm ready to declare that, but I will say this. I have gone multiple games where I'm like, that's uncharacteristic from 7. 7 usually plays better than that. 7 usually is in coverage much better than that. He usually comes down and tackles better and so on and so forth. Have I had my trepidations with him in coverage at points? I don't think he's the best cover corner, but overall, he's where he's supposed to be. And if he ain't intercepting the ball, if he ain't batting it down, at least he's a guy that can come in and fill in and be that extra guy in the box, because he's fearless. But I don't know, something's a little different this year. So call it what you want. I'm not ready to give up on Taron. I think he's still a fine player. It's just little off. Maybe he's dealing with some nagging injuries because there were moments where he was out. So Cam Lewis had to come in. So maybe he's still trying to get back to normal. But much to say on that, or you kind of feel the same way?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like throughout this year, too, the defensive players have each had their moments. It's been kind of a roller coaster for everybody. Even Christian Benford, for a while, everybody was down on him. Where are the Bills right now without Christian Benford the last 2 weeks? So, I think it could be at any given time type situation. You mentioned it. The health of this defense has been an issue. What else is new? But, we've seen Taron Johnson make some big plays for this team, too. So I wouldn't be fully out on him just yet.
Right. Touch on Darius Slay. I don't think I've had your view on Darius Slay. What are your thoughts? Him not showing up and not wanting to be on the squad, and he wants to just do life with his family, which is, I don't have no hate on that. But what were your thoughts? I don't think I ever got your thoughts on it yet.
Oh, you definitely got my thoughts. Get right. Go watch Friday night's Rico and Bot. We went in on this for like 20, 30 minutes. We went off on this. Yeah. So get right. Yeah. We kind of went nuts on this on Friday, and it was a pretty good episode. So go check that out. It's on the channel.
All right, Polish Tube comes in. Our guy Bartek, Mr. Bartek, my Polish wonder.
BT
in the building. He says, my concern is the D-line. We struggle to generate pressure against Shaq, a shady Bengals O-line. Josh Allen was incredible. You can see the difference Kincaid makes. 100% Kincaid makes a difference. When it comes to our pass rush, I mean, listen, we knew that we were going to struggle with the likes of having no Ed Oliver, Mike Hoyt being gone, and now Joey Bosa with an injury. So like we knew that this was going to be a problem. So they've had to move TJ Sanders, the rookie defensive tackle. He's had to take reps at defensive edge. No, that doesn't work, right? AJ Epinesa, as good as he can be sometimes for us, and Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau's more of a run defender. And if we need him to be a pass rush situational pass rusher, he's not that guy. He's just not that guy, pal. It's just what it is. We got to get used to that. The only guy that can absolutely somewhat get after the quarterback would be AJ Epinesa, but AJ Epinesa has been relegated to the backup. So there's not a whole lot of juice coming off the edge. So we had to play this game as best we could, and that's getting guys in coverage and just not giving up the big play. So we allowed a lot of bending, but not a whole lot of breaking until cornerback came in and handled business. I mean, the sack that we did have was on a corner blitz by Christian Benford. Right? Another corner blitz from Christian Benford turned into an interception. So the pass rush certainly wasn't there. Something to be concerned about later on. I mean, if we get Ed Oliver back in time and Joey Bosa continues to stay healthy, we have a little bit of a pass rush there. But Ed Oliver returning would be huge. But how much could we get from him coming back from that bicep? Does he go into 100%? No, not so much. So we just have to kind of buy time until some guys can get healthy and get back into the lineup. That's the only way I can look at it. But you see it any other way? I think you probably see it the same way.
Yeah, this pass rush is what it is right now. I mean, no one's coming to save it. It's the health, and that's clearly obvious. Like I just mentioned, the first 9 games of the year, the Bills were putting up numbers that were towards the top of the league in nearly every metric when it comes to the pass rush. Last several weeks, it's been towards the bottom of the league. What's the correlation there? Look at all the guys that they've lost. So, yeah, this is what it is at this point. All you can hope for is that the back end makes plays, right? The pass defense continues to step up. All you can hope for is they continue to force turnovers, and you just have to rely on this offense to be able to do their part. You cannot turn the ball over on offense and expect this defense to bail you out. They're not built to do that. This Bills offense is going to really have to lead the way throughout the playoffs. But hey, what else is new? That's what you've come to expect of this Bills team.
No doubt about it. All right, last super chat of the night. Goes to Jesse Snow, letting us know that they've been a member for 11 months. Big shout out to Jesse Snow. Almost a year in, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
If you could add just one player to our team, what position would it be? Let's go, Bills. What a December win. Love the channel. If you could add a player to our team. Now, is this a former player? Is this a current player? How would you want to tackle it? Former or current?
I mean, Myles Garrett, and that's it. I mean, right there. Myles Garrett, he's going to break the sack record for a team that is vying for the number 1 overall pick right now. I cannot believe he went back to Cleveland. I just don't understand it. He went on an entire media tour trying to get out of there, and they paid him, and he's like, okay, I'll stay, even though the quarterback room was as disastrous as any we've ever seen. At one point, they had 5 or 6 starting quarterbacks in that team. He could have gone to a contender. Somebody would have paid him. Maybe it could have been Buffalo. And if it was, I mean, he's not going to be doing any worse. He would have been dominant on this team. He would have been dominant on any team. He's one of the greatest defensive players to ever play the sport. I cannot believe he went back there. It's going to be one of the biggest wasted careers in the history of the sport.
You're right, man. And you know what? Or maybe Shedeur Sanders ends up being the guy, and they turn things around because they got a heck of a defense. They got a run game. All they're missing is a damn quarterback, and maybe Shedeur is it because he didn't have a bad game today. I think he threw for over 350 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, how about that?
Like, dude, he had a game today, but they lost to the Titans. What the hell? What are you doing? But I mean, it bodes well for them later on. But I mean, shame on them because they had an opportunity. And they went. What's that stupid play that we don't like? When they take the quarterback out, the Browns are notorious for it. They do it all the time. They take Shedeur out, the Wildcat. They decided to run a Wildcat when you have a quarterback that is dialing it up, and they said, "Nah, we're gonna Wildcat this one." You kidding me? And they lost off of that anyway. That's the way we see it. But for me, I'm going with you, man. There's no way he's the best defender in the game. Myles freaking Garrett. You put him on the Bills team right now. Are you kidding me? Joe Burrow has no chance. He'd be eaten up like you wouldn't believe. But hey, what are we gonna do? You got to deal with what we got. We got to deal with what we got. All right. Well, that's it for Super Chats. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. That was amazing today. Huge win for the Bills, capping off their 9th win with a win over the Cincinnati Bengals at home, 39-34. We would have never heard the end of it if the Bills lost to them yet again. The chants would have been louder about McDermott having to go, Brady having to go, and a whole bunch of changes coming our way, et cetera, et cetera. But we ended up being on the winning side of football today. So big shout out to this team. We had some ugly moments, but at the end of the day, 17 said, let me break that glass a little bit. Let me put my cape on. You know what I'm saying? Let me and get up there and do what I need to do. And that's exactly what took place today. Josh Allen does what he does. And we are here. By the way, Walter comes in and says, a little hypocritical to call out our team for wasting a career when we've never won anything either. I don't know. Oh, he's talking to somebody. I mean, he must be talking to somebody.
He's talking about Myles Garrett. I said it could be one of the biggest wasted careers in NFL history. Yeah, I mean, Myles Garrett, what does he have to show for it? A playoff win over Ben Roethlisberger in his final year. That's what Myles Garrett has to show for his career. I mean, at least the Bills have been knocking on the door. You could argue whether one's worse or better. I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. It's the same outcome. But then again, to your point, many people are arguing. How about that video I sent to you, Rico, on Instagram? It was this meme of like,
oh yeah.
It was from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it was like the Leonardo DiCaprio scene where he's crying, and the daughter walks up to him, and the quote was, "Dad, if you were in charge of the Bills, you wouldn't have wasted Josh Allen's career," or something like that. And it's like him just smiling, crying. That's funny, man.
Yeah, like but anyway, but I love it.
Here's the thing, though: if Myles Garrett would have joined the Bills, and both of them wouldn't have to look back and waste on a wasted career, because I think that would have been the formula that would have probably resulted in both of them having something to show for their career. Right?
Do you think he looks back and says, "Fuck, maybe I should have just went over there, man. I should have just went over there." I
mean, yes, but I also think when you look back at your bank account, it might make you feel a little bit better. The only thing is, though, I think some other team would have paid him something similar.
Yes.
So that's where I would have been awfully regretful of what the decision, at least me personally. When I know I'm one of the best to ever play, I want my legacy to be remembered as such. And it will be, but the caveat is every time you bring up how great Myles Garrett was, you will also bring up how terrible the Cleveland Browns were while he was there. It's like Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson's one of the best wide receivers I've ever watched, but the caveat is you will always remember him being on one of the worst franchises in the sport at the time. And it just sucks. You know,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You in line, man. So just to kind of recap, the Raiders down 24-14 to the Broncos. They'll likely take that loss. The Bears are down 21-14 to the Packers, and they're at the start of the fourth quarter. So that's going to be a tight one near the end. We'll see how that's a big matchup right there. The Rams absolutely trounced. My gosh, it's 38-10, and the fourth quarter just started. Jeez. So that is I should have. You know what? I'm not going to talk. All right, let's see what we got. So we got the Texans tonight, Texans Chiefs, and then we got the Monday Nighter with Eagles Chargers. Who you got for the Texans Chiefs? You got Texans taking this one?
Texans Chiefs is huge. If you want to make it even bigger, you got to get in the link in the description below. Sleeper. Sign up. Free $20 entry immediately when you create an account. You can use that on this game tonight. And folks, this is as big as it gets. This is a playoff game. If the Kansas City Chiefs lose, their playoff chances fall to 13%. If the Houston Texans win, they rocket up to 84%. And we're looking at the AFC West right now. Or is it the South? AFC South, excuse me. The AFC South, It's absolutely nuts right now with the Colts falling down, the Jaguars rocketing up. All of a sudden, Houston's right in the mix. You can get in on the mix as well. Get in on the action. Link in the description below. Click that, sign up, immediately get a free $20 entry on Sleeper. Once you use your free $20 entry, use the promo code on your screen, BF25. That will get you a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper terms of use for details. Currently available in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper via the link in the description below. In terms of my rooting interest,
you killed that segue.
Listen, Rico, in terms of my rooting interest, I'm never rooting for Kansas City in this spot. Sorry. I understand it's not ideal for the Bills to have to go through that defense of Houston again. Sorry. You are not in a do or die game. And a do or die, could make the playoffs, could miss the playoffs type game over my dead body. Am I rooting for Kansas City in this football game? Sorry. Not a chance. Go Texans.
Wow, this guy.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. There is no planet that I root for Kansas City tonight. No planet.
I don't quite feel as strongly as Bot about this one, but I'm just calling it what it is. I just don't believe in CJ Stroud. Davis Mills has been outplaying him. And you know what? He might prove me wrong. I think the Chiefs still win this one. NFL is good when the Chiefs are still in it. It's just what it is, man. You got to love it for the entertainment side.
You are just nuts. Put them in the ground tonight. Are you kidding me?
That will be something. Everybody's going to be watching this one.
Put a bow on it and go put it under your tree. End their season tonight.
Wow. Bot is on it tonight. Eagles, Chargers. Who you got?
Oh, well, Herbert's banged up. Is he going to play? Looks like he might, but he needed surgery on that non-throwing hand. I don't trust the Philadelphia Eagles right now. And I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but I can't get over that offense not being good. It makes no sense. I mean, they have an all-star offensive roster. But give me Philadelphia in that game.
You like Philly in that game? I think I'm going to take Philly as well. Something about the Chargers. But you know what? Amari and Hampton does return, so the run game does get better. They're going to lean on that a lot. And you know Harbaugh loves to run the football, so we'll see how it goes. My man Money Mitch says, yo, rooting for an asteroid strike. Exactly right. But I'm looking at that. So obviously Falcons just absolutely got beat down by the Seahawks. Dude,
that game was 6-3 going into half, so that was insane.
And then Jackson Smith-Njigba just took off, man.
He was
27-22 over the Ravens. What the hell has gone down with the Ravens? Does John Harbaugh hold on to his job at the end of this? We'll see how that takes out. Titans 31-29, the worst team in the league, takes down the Browns 31-29. What a game that was. Colts on their way out of the playoffs. My gosh, 36-19, and they could miss the playoffs. What a disaster. The Commanders absolutely get blown out 31-0 by freaking J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. My goodness. They have the mighty have fallen. Daniels, not good. Getting washed out like that. Dolphins 34-10 over the Jets. Saints 24-20 over Bucks. What in the heck? The NFL is not real. The NFL is not real. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our time. What do you got for
that
the folks?
That is our time. Whittle saying, who day, we day. We were day today. The Bills get it done. 39-34. Massive W. What a performance. I'll be riding the high of that game all week long. I'm sure all of you will as well. And speaking of this week, we'll be with you all week long because we have to put this one in the rear view quite quick because the rematch with the number one overall seed in the AFC right now is right around the corner. Our divisional foe. Bills, Patriots in Foxborough this upcoming Sunday. We cannot wait. We can't wait to spend the week with you, getting you set for that game because that's a huge one, Rico. Man, man.
No doubt. We got another one. We got my
BT.
Man. BT comes back and says, defense is too reliant on turnovers. Without big turnovers, we struggle immensely. Turnover plays, we struggle immensely. The lack of third down stops have been killing us all year. And we are hoping that with this new, I guess, life of linebacker with Shaq Thompson there, we get a little better. We get slightly better. Guys getting healthier, then we become a somewhat reliable defense. But as of right now, we'll just like my man Bot said, I don't give a rat's how the win comes. Give me the win. Give me the win, and we'll call it a day. That's the way I look at it. I'll take that dub all day. Big shout out to all our super chatters today that came through and said, you know what? Big shout out to you guys. You guys, this channel does not exist without the community, without you guys coming through and showing us love. So much love to you guys. And we'll continue to try to bring you that good stuff, make you laugh and chuckle here. And when we go on rants, go on the rant with us. When we want therapy time, be in the therapy room with us while we go through it, because boy, oh boy, do we ever go through it sometimes. But today was a joyful occasion, and we get to take this dub. But sign us out, big guy. What do we got?
Joyful occasion indeed. We couldn't appreciate you more. Seriously, we had over 2,600 of you in here throughout the duration of the postgame. As Whittle signs us off saying, I'm on Cincy fans' asses this week. Twitter will be extra active. I love it. I'm going to be all over Twitter the rest of the day, too. I got to check out what the Bengals Nation is saying, but I know what we're saying. And we're saying, how about them Bills, baby? Huge W for Buffalo in Week 14. Can't wait to see you the rest of the week as we get you set for New England coming around the corner in Week 15. But for tonight, we can't thank you more. Seriously, thanks again. Huge showing. Over 2,600 super chats. Unbelievable. You guys are unbelievable. We love you all, and we love what we saw from our Buffalo Bills today. Much love. Enjoy this W, baby. We'll see you on Victory Monday.
Where's my camera at? Big dubs. There we go.
Big dubs.
Peace.
If you're the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, you know having a trusted partner makes all the difference. That's why, hands down, you count on Grainger for auto reordering. With on-time restocks, your team will have the cut-resistant gloves they need at the start of their shift. And you can end your day knowing they've got safety well in hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.